morning, good afternoon, good evening, and or good day. Welcome back to Budgeting My Way to Dr. A. My name is April and I am on a budgeting journey to cash flow my doctoral studies. I am almost done. So thank you for joining me. This is going to be a two-part video. So I'm going to talk about this. We're going to go over some stuff and then we're going to pause and then we're going to do a stuffing and I'm going to maybe add it or maybe just do a second recording. We'll see how it goes. And I am on a time crunch because I do have a meeting, so I'm going to get right into it so we can talk about what this calendar is. So it is September. Today is technically the 5th, but we had a holiday weekend, and so I am just looking at this and kind of breaking up how things are going to go. I wrote this out a couple days ago, and then I've already started paying bills. So budget for the month, I plan from the 1st through the 15th and then the 16th through the last day of every month. I get paid bi-weekly and I don't align my bills per se as far as like tracking them that way. I pay everything from the 1st to the 15th and I always have a buffer in the bank account so I can do that even if the check doesn't match the bills. And sometimes I just play with the numbers, which you'll see as I go into the actual paycheck breakdown. You're going to see I did something that I wasn't really planning on doing. So on the 1st of the month, we paid the house bill. Brinks is our home alarm system. My cell phone bill and my Capital One credit cards are due on the 9th. Experian, which is your credit tracking company, I utilize them and I do the Experian like the account lock so people can't access my credit file. And so I pay $25 a month for that. The gas company, because we got to keep the gas on. This is when a tuition payment is due. Over here on the 15th, we have our Edison, our light bill. We love those lovely people that always want to get us. If you did not see the short that I did with that almost $1,800 light bill, go ahead and check it out. Yeah, it was $1,800. We're not gonna get into that again. Triggered. Spectrum is our internet home provider. Fidelity is my Roth, and I make an additional payment on the 15th/16th of every month. And so I just write that down so I don't forget about it. The water bill is due on between the 18th and the 20th, so we'd like to just put it there early so we don't forget about it. My American Express credit card, my life insurance, and my car insurance, those are both auto deductions. On the 20th, I set them for the 20th. They actually come out automatically on the 21st, but I do it on the 20th so it's even and I don't forget about it. This is just a trip that I'm going for my birthday. We're going to Chicago. The 25th, we have our Sam's Club credit card. The 26th, Hulu and Netflix come out. And then there's a couple other things that are on here that will be, that I wanted to be mindful of. So the word of the month this month is love. And so when I broke those down, L's $12, O is 15, V is 22, and E is 5. These amounts will be pulled and they're put separately, and those go into my giving fund because I really want to focus on being intentional about my giving this year. My daughter and I, for years, we did blessing bags, and we would have bags in the trunk of the car that would have basic hygiene. We'd have a man and a woman's kit, and I would have 5 or 10 of them in my car. And if I was just out and about and I saw homeless people, I would share those items with them if they needed them. And so my goal moving forward is to make sure that I'm mindful and I'm stocking up on supplies so I can do them more consistently. And I also would like to add like gift cards for food, local food restaurants in there as well. For a while I would have like water and granola bars, like just some basic survival food in there, but I feel like I would love for them to have the opportunity to walk in somewhere with a gift card, you know, and get a burger or get whatever to feed their needs. And so that's what this fund is going to be. So every month there's a word that is on the side of my calendar, and I just pull that money and put it to the side, and that's actually put in a cash envelope. So that's why if you see these random little pink and a word, that's what that stands for. Additionally, on here, I needed to write down my Chicago birthday trip because I know I'm about to spend some coin and I'm here for it. I mentioned that in my last video that my flights were actually gifted by a really good friend of mine. So that was a savings. So that's more money that I can spend while I'm there. My goal is pizza and the Starbucks. Those are like the only two things I really want to I mean, I'll go see the bean and all that other stuff, but it's really a foodie trip. Here, training slash sim. This is for my consulting business. I shared briefly that I own a consulting firm. I do trainings. I specialize in child welfare, diversity, equity, inclusion. And making sure that employers and employees are mindful of how they present and how they interface with clients. And so I have some simulations, some trainings that I'm going to be doing this month. I've been trying to do 2 or 3 per month since I started. So I had 2 in July. I had 3 in August, but I had to cancel 1 because I got the nasty COVID. And then I just have 2 this month because I'm going to be traveling. So I wanted to be mindful of that. And then this is just AMA Consulting. That's the name of the business. This will be the day that I pull that pay. And then one of my bonus nieces, well, I actually only have one bonus niece. I have a biological niece and I have a bonus. So my bonus niece will be turning 16. And so we're having a sneaker party, a sneaker ball, sneaker something, whatever. I got to get new tennis shoes. That's all I know. So she's little miss dresses and tennis shoes type of get down. So I definitely got to find me some fancy shoes to wear to that. So I made a note of that because I'm also going to be spending some money for clothing. And then her gift, I think she said she just wants like a gift card to Ulta somewhere, but Auntie does a little bit more than that. So we'll make sure that we have a gift for her. So those are the things that are really happening this month. There's not a lot of budget busters except for this. Because as y'all know, if you watched the videos and me talking about April for my daughter's birthday, we party all month long. So we started off here on the 2nd, because friends and family reach out like, what do you want to do? And so I have dates and things planned. So my mom wanted to kick off the birthday month. So we went and had like a seafood boil on the 2nd. Now, the luxury of this is that for my birthday, my friends and my family treat me, so I don't spend a lot of money eating out, but we go to restaurants, we do different things. And so just to be mindful, like I at least try to like leave the tip, even though they like swap my hand, but I try to be mindful of that. So I'll keep that factored in. And then this trip is just me and mini me. So she ain't gonna spend no money. It's gonna be all me, but it's worth it. So I'm anticipating $1,000 for this trip for the weekend. We're leaving Friday and then we come back early Sunday. And I did not notate, but my next semester starts on the 11th. So we have to get back because I have class on Sunday. So that's what we have for this. All right. So now we're going to move into the budget, the breakdown for the month of September, because that's also relevant. And I want to make sure everyone understands what's going on here. So we're going to pause and then come back. All right, welcome back. So I'm not even going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to cover it. We're just going to get into it. So I'm anticipating, I'm anticipating budgeting $2,600 for my primary employment. And then my side hustle, I'm only taking $200 out this time because I know towards the end of the month, I'm going to want to pull from that and spend that differently. I also, when I wrote this out, I knew what I thought I was going to do. And then I started doing other stuff. So let's get into this real quick. So my credit cards, both Capital Ones were paid. I left this blank because I don't know how much I'm going to send to the school yet. And then I paid $180 on my American Express. As y'all know, y'all just saw my American Express isn't due until the 20th. But I was like, hey, just pay it now. So it'll be one less thing to worry about, right? So I made a $180 payment to my American Express. The bills, make sure that's clear enough. I don't list what my house payment is. I am one of the budgeters on YouTube who does not give you 100% of my expenses, 100% of my costs. So my housing, house, insurance, those things, those are private. That does not come out of this. It comes out of a completely separate fund, so it's not relevant to the cause. My Brinks alarm, which is $25. My cell phone, which was due the 9th of, I think it's actually due the 10th of each month, but doesn't matter. I paid it already. Cell phone bill is like $199.70 or something. So it's like $200. So we paid that early because we were an eager beaver this month. My gas bill, which is due on the 10th, we sent them $80. Now, the bill wasn't 80, it was like 67 and some change, but I budgeted 80 so that way we have a little bit of rollover, because when the winter months hit, the gas bill shoots up. So I live in Southern California, so my bills go back and forth like this. So if the light bill is high, the gas bill is low. When the gas bill is high, the light bill is low, right? Moving with the seasons. And so in order to try to get ahead of that, I just pay a set amount to my gas bill every month. They roll over the balance. They tell me it's a credit. It's beautiful. And we just keep it pushing. So that is what that is. Also on the 10th of the month, we have the Experian, which I mentioned. That's like 20 something. So $25 we round up, because we'd rather have more budgeted and have the buffer that stays in the bank, right? The Edison bill, I want to say the bill was like $295, something like that. We sent $300 even. Spectrum, that is our home internet and home phone. Yep, I'm old school. I still have a home phone. And that's honestly so I can disconnect from my cell phone. I realized that I always had my cell phone like right within reach when I got home, because if someone called and I didn't hear it, and if it's in the bedroom, I didn't hear it, I was in the kitchen, things like that. So for emergency purposes and for very, 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 very close friends and family, my parents basically, they have the home phone. So if they need to get in contact with me in place of an emergency, they know that they can call the house phone and I will be able to answer it. And then also it takes me away from like sitting holding the cell phone all the time, just kind of breaking that up. So I like my home phone. I'm not going to get rid of it. And $450 for the internet and all that. And we stream a lot. We have a good 8 to 10 devices that are constantly streaming. So I don't mind that. And then the water bill, again, this is another one that I think the bill was like 60 or $70, but we just do $100 even. As you can see, the pink is already highlighted. The water bill also for the second half of the pay period was listed here, because technically the water bill is not due until like it's the 18th or something. But I just wanted to get it done because I wanted all of the utilities and the main things that are required for my house. I wanted them to be done at the beginning of the month. I realized that because I automate a lot of these, I was waiting and just letting the money sit in the bank and then going online and making the payment. I was like, why am I doing that? Like if I'm already on my bill pay app through my banking provider, like just go down the list and send them all. And so I'm blessed to be in the situation and with the level of employment and finances that allow me to basically pay all of my bills with one check. I know everybody is not in that position. I understand that. I'm grateful for that. And so it took a while though, like this is not a quick journey. I've had financial ups and downs. I've been a single mom. We've been in a studio apartment. We've been in a 1-bedroom apartment. Now we're blessed to have a home. I'm looking to, build my own home, a new home from the ground up. I want to be the first butt to sit on the toilet, like all of those things, right? But with that came a lot of tears, a lot of sweat, a lot of time. So I don't take the fact that I'm able to do this lightly. I met with a friend for lunch at the very end of August, and she asked me like, how do you do all this, right? And I'm like, you just make it happen. I've always been a worker bee. That's who I am. Going to school, I made a decision that I was going to pay for my tuition completely out of pocket. And people were like, you are nuts. And I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make it all make sense. And so I've been blessed. It continues to work that way. So I say all that to say, I was able to pay all of my bills, and I did not put a number down here for what I'm going to stuff in the binders, because I still have a little bit of wiggle room, and I did not want to completely gut this and then stuff in the binders. And so I also would like to start stuffing weekly instead of bi-weekly, so I can have some consistency to my plan. And so that is where I am. I know this was like a lot of rambling and a lot of stuff, but yeah, today is the 5th of the month. And all of this has already been paid. So as of the 5th of September, all of my household bills have been paid. And so the only things that are actually going to come out are the car insurance, like the Amazon, Hulu, Netflix situation, my life insurance, never going to stop that. And my Experian. Actually, because my Brinks alarm, that came out today. I thought it was the 6th of the month, but apparently it's the 5th. So that shows as a pending transaction. And so we're going to have close to $4,000 at the next pay period that we'll be able to stuff and all that other good stuff. So that's my plan for the month. It's a little chaotic, but it makes sense to me. I shared in my last video as well that I don't do the budget with me. I don't write it down. I don't do it in real time with you all because, number one, I'm a lefty, so I turn my paper to the side to write. In addition to that, it's chaotic, and I've got ADHD brain, so it'd be everywhere, and y'all don't need that. Y'all don't need that in your lives, okay? So here's where we are. Just know at the end of the month, we're going to have a whole bunch of pink stuff highlighted, and I'm going to be able to share with y'all what the heck I did for my birthday and how much money I spent. So stay tuned for the next video where I will be stuffing real money in my envelope. That's the Target by Spend binder, and prop money and the long-term and short-term sinking funds. Thanks. Bye.